So here's something now, a new development is that Hunter Biden's laptop, and I'll also provide some information here that confirms that this is a real story. This is the most confirmed, corroborated story that we have really heard in recent memory. Yeah. This is important to note. Certainly more than peeing prostitutes and anything in Russiagate. Certainly more than the recent Donald. I mean, oh my God, the recent Suckers and Losers was the worst one to me.
One of the worst.
There's so many false allegations.
More than the Kavanaugh rape allegations.
Absolutely more
by
than the
far.
Kavanaugh rape allegations. Even more than the Joe Biden rape allegations. And there's a lot there.
Yeah.
So.
Give me that.
The Hunter Biden laptop was subpoenaed. This broke here by this lady at Fox News. She kind of looks like she kind of has like an attractive lizard look, but in an attractive way.
That's just
You are attracted to lizards?
No, I'm just saying, like if they were like a Disney bearded dragon that were like the pretty girl love interest, she would look like this.
This is like an extra character in Kung Fu Panda, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So the Biden laptop was subpoenaed. Apparently, now this I have not fully confirmed, but it does seem to be accurate by an FBI agent who generally works, whose main area of specificity is child pornography. That's the person who's handling the content of the laptops. Here you go, was where it broke.
Was the FBI agent who served the subpoena investigating child pornography, Senator?
Well, you just read the news report. I can't comment any further. I don't want to speculate other than to say that what I said publicly before, our report uncovered so many troubling connections, so many things that need to be investigated that I really think we're just scratching the surface. And yes, I've heard all kinds of things that I think will probably be revealed over the next few days.
The apple doesn't fall too far from the sniffing tree. It's always like you want your kid to stand on your shoulders and go further than you did. Not with children. Misinterpreted that one, Biden family. Stick with fat biker chicks. So this is also something that is not surprising to me, because if you had watched, and we'll have a link in the description below, Mayor Giuliani was on the show when we did the stream on Thursday and just happened to drop an exclusive into our lap that we didn't necessarily expect, where he had not talked about this anywhere before our show, where he talked about how the lawyer had actually reached out to the computer repair shop asking for it to be returned. And I said, how do you know that? Do you have any proof of that? He said, yeah, this is the dumbest guy in law school. And he also said there's some things on this hard drive at that point. He said some things that are funny and some things that are not so funny. And I was sitting there going, well, we're already talking about him doing crack and sex tapes. I'm like, so what could be more severe? Yeah. I will say that behind the scenes, I have heard there's been alluding to this. I cannot confirm that, but for those who missed the interview, here's the bombshell that Rudy Giuliani dropped on our show. The comedy. I was like, what do I do with this? Hot potato. Get it to the news.
In fact, I'll give you something that really verifies it. The very morning this came out, within about 20 minutes, Hunter Biden's lawyer called the merchant and asked him if he could have the hard drive back.
Really? Yeah. Well, that's that also reminds me I need to call Geek Squad.
We have the email evidence of that.
Wow, that is.
The lawyer is asking for the hard drive back.
That's almost as though it makes it worse on them, Mr. Giuliani.
Oh yeah, it's the dumbest thing a lawyer can do. But who says that's smart?
Would you advise your clients?
Joe Biden was the dumbest kid in law school.
Would you advise your clients if someone came to you and said to him, "This is actually my hard drive"?
I was introduced to him by his law school classmate. He's the dumbest kid in our law school class, but he's a nice guy. He cheated his way through.
But he's a nice guy.
This has been confirmed after that was breaking on our show with an email made public from the lawyer. I think his name is George Mezières. The point is, it's been confirmed that the lawyer reached out to the computer repair shop. Was like, hey, can we have that back? Why that computer back?
Why would you do that?
Hey, our computer that is very
totally
his
computer.
The
fake computer, the totally fake.
I heard through the grapevine that the computer that may or may not include child pornography has now been handed over to the FBI agent whom I know very well specializes in child pornography. Is there any way you could give that child pornography hard drive back? Is that maybe in the cards? No. There was a Ukrainian lawmaker, Andriy Durkach. I could be pronouncing it. Durkach, I don't know. I could be pronouncing it wrong. I don't care. Claimed a second Biden laptop was seized in the Ukraine and is containing evidence of corruption. And Steve Bannon, who of course works at Breitbart.com, said that this is just going to be a slow drip, that they have more to release. Wow. And that was the old Andrew Breitbart playbook. Was release something, to allow the media to claim that it's a false story. That's exactly what happened with Anthony Weiner. A lot of people
Yeah.
forget this about Anthony Weiner. Andrew Breitbart had the pictures. He told the media that he had the pictures. He made sure that the media was able to verify that the pictures were accurate, but because he didn't want to release the pictures of Anthony Weiner because he didn't want to destroy his family's life and the life of Anthony Weiner's children, it gave the media an out where they claimed Andrew Breitbart is making this up and lying. Only when Andrew Breitbart actually took over the podium at Anthony Weiner's press conference where he was going to blame Andrew for a false story, when Andrew went out and said, I have these pictures, I didn't release them because I don't want to destroy the family, Anthony Weiner went out and apologized. So that is the Andrew Breitbart playbook that a lot of people don't know. The media has been either ignoring it, they've had big tech who've been ignoring it, and if there's something else that comes out and confirms it, and more importantly, that the media knew it was confirmed, that opens up a whole bunch of legal liability, I've got to imagine, for all companies involved, if it can be proven that they knew, which was the case with Anthony Weiner.
Everything that I see the media saying is getting parroted by people on Twitter. Oh, this is just Russian disinformation. It's like, well, you just can't whitewash every piece of information you don't like as Russian disinformation.
But let's also say that a Russian happened to give Giuliani the actual hard drive as opposed to the local geek school.
Right, yeah.
So?
Well, if you're
does
right,
it make it any less relevant if the fact is that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have been engaged in corruption after corruption scandal? Listen, if someone with the last name that ends in Vitch sent this and it happens to include child pornography, aren't you glad that there's accountability and maybe one more pedophile behind bars? This is one of those things, and there is no evidence that that is the case.
No, of course
because they've
not.
tried to make it seem as though anyone who may even have at some point been Russian, if they've provided any information, that this is somehow a Russian disinformation campaign. The disinformation campaign is Twitter, Facebook throttling this story completely.
Watch Good Morning Mug Club live every Monday through Thursday at 10:15 Eastern.